it's Sean from North Carolina.
Hey, it's Dane from Virginia.
Hey, it's Maddy from New Jersey, and today we're reporting for Koaster Kids at Six Flags America, which is in between Baltimore and Washington, D.C.
I can't wait to have a fun day here. Even though this park isn't the best, it's pretty good. And we're gonna actually, all of us are actually gonna get a credit on Batwing, so that's gonna be pretty cool.
I am really excited for today. This park looks pretty underrated. The coasters look pretty good, and I'm excited to see what this park has to offer.
Batwing, flying Vekoma Dutchman coaster, and I have to say, I hate this coaster. I didn't even ride it with them because it gave me such a headache. I give it one scream. It's terrible.
I actually kind of enjoyed this ride. It was super intense and it was pretty fun. It was kind of awkward, but I would rate it 3.75. It was a pretty good coaster.
So after that, I have now ridden all of the Vekoma Flying Dutchmans, including Firehawk before it closed, and this is probably in the middle of the pack. I think it's way better than Nighthawk, but it's not quite as good as Firehawk. I'd give it maybe a 3.4 maybe. And while getting on Firehawk, we ran into someone else wearing a Koaster Kids shirt named Colin. So what did you think of it, Colin?
I think that was decent. I like the intensity, and I would give it a 2.25.
So we all just rode Superman Ride of Steel, and I thought that was a really good Intamin coaster. It's a notch down from Superman the Ride in Millennium Force, but it's really good. Airtime's outstanding, and I didn't get stapled. I had a fist and a half full of room, so I got thrown out of my seat. The helixes are kind of drawn out, but they're still pretty intense. I'd rate that a 4. I love that.
Yeah, this is a really, really good ride. Me and Maddy were out of our seats the entire time. We were hanging on for dear life. It was a great ride. I didn't get stapled. The helixes were pretty forceful. It was kind of shaky. I really liked it. It's a 5. It's fun.
Yeah, I had so much room on that. Probably, again, as Sean said, a fist and a half. As also Sean said, the helixes were long, but the airtime was amazing. 4.5 screams.
This is my B-Bay challenge, and in my first hyper, I would rate it a 5+. I loved it, and I would definitely ride it.
The helixes on this is really forceful, and I think the airtime's pretty good on this. I think I'll give it a 4.75.
Alright, so we just rode Ragin Cajun, and this is a really good Zamperla spinning wild mouse. Really fun. It's super intense, most intense ride in the park. It makes you super dizzy. I love it. 4.75. It's a crazy ride.
So my opinions of this ride are a complete 180 from Dane's. I hated this ride. That was terrible. I felt like I got stabbed in the leg down the turns. I'd give that a -1.
I'll rate this a 4 screams because I did like it a lot. It's definitely better than Tickler, and it's intense.
Firebird, a converted B&M Floorless, and I have to say, that was just bad. The layout was really boring, and it was super rattly, and I got so much headbanging. Just 2 screams. It was terrible.
I actually hate this ride so much. It's just so boring. The layout is terrible. Horrible head banging. A 1. Pointless.
I would rate it a 3 because the inversions were good, and I didn't get that much head bangings.
Firebird was totally what I was expecting. It was very rough, a lot of headbanging. Definitely my least favorite Floorless. I would give that a 2.5.
Yeah, this is my least favorite Floorless coaster. This is exactly like a stand-up layout, and yeah, this is a 2.5 for me.
I really didn't like this. It was probably the same screams as the worst part is probably the corkscrew. So yeah.
right, so we just got off of Roar, which is GCI, and it's actually kind of underrated. We rode in the second to back row, and unfortunately someone peed in the seat, so we had to sit in that, which was terrible. And it's pretty fun. It's kind of rough, but the first drop provides some pretty good floater. It's a really fun ride, 3.75.
I thought it was rough, but I thought it was pretty fun at the same time. It's kind of a middle of the road Woodie for me. It's an alright GCI, not as bad as Wildcat at Hershey Park or anything. I'd give it like probably a 3.
I'll rate the same as Dane's because I sat with Dane, so the same thing happened to me. They also forgot to check our seats, so I'd rate it a 3.
It had a bit of a rattle, it was kind of rough, but I gave it 3 screams. It was fun.
It was really fun. It was my first GCI. I would give it probably like a 4 screams.
That was really good. I like the laterals on that, and I'll give that a 3.75.
So we just rode Mind Eraser, and it was not as bad as expecting, but it still really sucked. It was very rough. It was definitely worse than Riddler Revenge at New England, but this is pretty bad. Rough turns. I'd give it a 0.1 screams.
Just no, it's super headbangy, just not that great. Just 2, I guess. I don't like it.
It's an SLC, it's not a good coaster. I'd give it a half a scream.
I didn't like that. There was a lot of headbanging on that. I'll give that a 1.
So on the lift, I was thinking, this can't be worse than the one at Dane Lake. Well, it's worse than the one at Dane Lake. So I'd rate it 1 scream. I don't like it.
So we just got off the Great Chase, a Zamperla kiddie coaster, and honestly, that was so painful. It jerked you around so much, and I'd give it 0 screams. This is the worst coaster. Shane, Don, what'd you guys think?
I hated that with a passion. Worse than Woodstock Express at Dorney Park, worse than Zamperla kiddie coaster. I would rather go through the pain of missing Goliath at Six Flags New England than ride that again. I would give that a -27.
I liked it. It was fun. It was really smooth, except for the last little turn. It was it was really painful. But I would rate it like a 3.75. It was actually kind of smooth. It was fun.
I would rate it -3 billion. I hated it. The turn at the end was hurtful. I was screaming in pain.
I dislocated my knee. -5.
So I made a Black Dawn ride, so I'd give it a -5 too.
So we just got off of the Wild One, an old wooden coaster, and I have to say, that kind of left me in shock. It was surprisingly smooth, and the airtime was actually intense. What did everyone else think about it? Shane, Don?
That coaster was so good. It runs so well for its age. I thought it was unbelievable. Airtime was really good. It was surprisingly pretty smooth. I'd give that a 3.8.
Wow, this is a really good coaster. Airtime, phenomenal. I rode it twice in a row. First time, it was running really slow. The second time, it was hauling. Great ride, 4.75.
It was hauling when I went on it. There was airtime. It was kind of rough. I would rate it 5+.
This is one of my favorite vintage roller coasters. I really like it. I'll give it a 4.
So I'm a little coaster drunk. I think this is my favorite one in the park. I'd rate it 6 screams.
after what felt like 150 years of waiting for Joker's Jinx to open, I finally got on Joker's Jinx. And I've now ridden all 4 Premier Ride Spaghetti Bowl coasters in the US, and this is by far my favorite. This is better than Poltergeist, better than both of the Flight of Fears. I really liked it. The launch is forceful, great near miss elements. It was pretty intense. I'd give it a 4.
Yeah, it's my favorite spaghetti bowl coaster. It's really good. I mean, it's super intense. I got stapled, but it's really fun. I like it a lot. I would rate it a 4. I like it.
I had a pretty good time on this coaster, but it did get kind of rough toward the end. I did really like the inversions though, and it was quite intense. I'd give it 3.5 screams.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. 1. You got a bug? All right, nice and tall. 1, 2, 3.
We've had a very good day here at Six Flags America in Maryland. This park is super underrated, really good. I like this park a lot. It's really fun. I had a great time hanging out with Maddy and Sean. This was just a great experience. I love this place.
Yeah, I had a really great time today, even though I didn't ride some of the coasters. The park is pretty good. I mean, not my favorite Six Flags park, but again, still really fun, and it was great hanging out with everybody.
I enjoyed this park a lot. I didn't think I was going to have a good day, but I had a great day. I also got 2 B-Babe challenges done, so I'm pretty proud of myself, and today was a really fun day.
I had such a great time today. This park is really underrated. Though it's not the best Six Flags park, they still have some pretty cool coasters. I had just such a fun time hanging out with Dane, Maddy, and everyone else that was here. Such an awesome day. A day full of riding coasters. So, be brave and ride on!